But yay! It's our mom. Sweet. I've got a bad feeling about this. Hi everyone, welcome back to more Friendsim. It is after Christmas. I went back to work. Turns out they're cutting more of my hours. I'm gonna take a sip of tea and let's move on with my life. I need a better job. Okay. What do we got today? Okay, gone through quite a few of them. Finished volume 6. What a train wreck. Though some of you people might actually enjoy the fact that I'm failing so much. I'm confused by you completely, but we're on volume 7 out of 19 technically. So, looks like we got another blue blood, and we got ourselves another olive. So this is gonna be great. Volume 7 of Business, Flagrantly Illegal. Okay. Finding out about the space bar is like the best thing that ever was discovered. Okay. Ever since you were a kid back on Earth, you have always held the deep, close wish to one day travel the world. You wanted to see new places, experience exciting new tastes and altitudes and temperatures, maybe go scuba diving. You never imagined you would actually get the chance. That kind of cool stuff didn't happen to someone like you. Well, you're finally getting your wish. It's just a totally different world. Funny how life turns out. When you get back to Earth, well, you don't want to think about that. How did we even get here in the first place? I know people will be like, rocket ship! But I'm like, yeah, but how did we get that rocket ship? Anyway. Who knows if it will ever Who knows if it will ever even happen? You have really chilled out recently. Found your place in the universe. Drifting from friend to friend. Adventure to adventure. It's the only way to live. All right. Oh, they look kind of cool. I smell pirates, though, so this is going to be interesting. Well, let's go in order, shall we? Right, from left to right. Aw, Sparkles. And she looks like she's going to break our heads. So, Remele, Namak. Namank. Remele Namank. You wandered into a part of town that seems to have some culture going on. Culture with a capital. C, culture. Anyway. There are a lot of bright neon lights, and you can't read what the signs say, but you can see arcades, a performance space, and what looks like a movie theater. Perhaps more indie-orientated compared to the mall cinemas you've seen before. We went on a date. She's still best girl. Polypa is still best girl. Anyway. As you continue wandering, you come across a trendy-looking building with a placard outside that shows a little cartoon doodle of a fancy waiter holding out trays of snacks. You can't read what the words say, but you recognize the intergalactic signal for free food inside. Come on in. Oh no. I am automatically terrified. There are so many purple bloods around. We dead. We so dead. I like that there's a, like, the farmer one. Classic art reinterpretation of the farmers. Whatever that, like, I forget what the actual title is. I'll put it up on the screen once I actually look for it. I like that they have a red pitchfork. Perfect. Okay. Let's continue. I'm just scared of all the balloons. Oh gosh, so much clown culture going on, so I'm nervous. Clown culture is scary. Anyway, you head inside and it appears to be an art gallery. It must be opening night because there are festive decorations up and a little table offering drinks and hors d'oeuvres. There are many other art appreciators there, and your adrenaline spikes when you realize that most of the trolls milling around are purple bloods. Thank you! You're not sure if some paintings and snacks are worth the high chances of being maimed when chaotic violence breaks out, but as you're debating the merits of free food versus probable injury, someone approaches you. She sounds really chill. I'm turning up the volume on my end. You guys will be fine. Doom, do, do, do. It's really got the bass. Ooh, we got claps. Hit the snares. Anyway. Okay. So she's in charge of this art place full of purple bloods. She looks blind in one eye. So let's see. Yeah, okay. That sounded almost... Okay. How about... Okay. Oh, she adds extra ease, like she's in a medieval period. Okay. You don't look like my other patrons. Are you lost? Or are you perhaps looking to start collecting? If you're loaded, ignore that first question. Art is for everyone, after all, regardless of your blood color. The 4 black pupils in her eyes glint and sparkle, and you're not sure if it's a menacing or friendly sparkle. She grins at you, and it shows all her teeth. So what do you think of the art? Have any paintings caught your eye? You look around. You don't know much about art, but you are a nerd, and a lot of paintings in here remind you of some scenes from popular movies and games back home. Yeah, it's either it's supposed to be funny, or if we're taking this into like some weird meta area, it's like, let's see, well, in universe it could almost be like the Condess went to Earth, she's at Earth already, has seen art, and she's selling our culture to hers, or something like that. Let's actually continue and find out what's going on. Oh, and I see the sign over there on the side, right over here, with the little serving thing. That's how we knew to come in. Okay, cool, cool, cool. Moving on. The artwork is stunning, perhaps the best I've ever seen. Troll Mona Lisa who? It seems kinda derivative. Ooh. Man, both of those seem correct. I got a feeling that she would be insulted if I said derivative. She's a pirate! She's pirating! I get it now! She's taking something that doesn't belong to her, but selling it to... I get it. Okay, but stunning. I'll go with this one. I'll fall right into this. Stop, you flatterer. She puts a hand on her hip and winks at you, and you're guessing here that she doesn't actually want you to stop. You're also making the connection that she must be the artist who painted all of these. Or used Photoshop. You sense an opportunity for friendship, so you lay it on thick and gush about how talented she is. I thought you looked like an idiot when you walked in, but you have good taste after all. Let me show you around. You follow Remele through the gallery, swinging by the table with the free food first. It's pretty good by the standards you've come to expect in Alternia, but what you thought was wine at first was actually Faygo. No thanks. Oh gosh, Faygo. Okay. You may have noticed some themes in my exhibited work. I don't love clowns or gore as much as it may seem. That's just what I have for sale here. If you look at my work online, you'll see more of the full range of my art. But for this fancy gallery stuff, purple bloods are some of my best customers. Those clowns love art. As rich as fuck. And they will buy anything as long as it's violent enough or features religious themes. You've seen the kind of destruction and mayhem that purple bloods are capable of, so you're surprised that she doesn't seem to mind to She doesn't seem to mind being in a crowded gallery with so many of them. Well, she's a blue blood. They're less likely to kill a blue blood. Like, out of nowhere. Most other trolls you've interacted with have done their best to steer clear of the clown murder cult guys. At least when one of those hate romance relationships isn't on the table. Yeah, I guess when you do miss some of the, like, sorry, I'm going off on a tangent. I guess I see what you mean when some of you guys said, like, oh, you're missing out on all, like, the most important world-building stuff if you've missed the failures. So yeah, I think I remember seeing that in the second volume with the painter troll, whose name starts with an A. Apparently we run into one of the clowns in one of the high blood clowns in, like, one of the bad endings, and we totally missed that. So I guess we're missing out on, like, stuff that our character would actually know. So interesting. Wonder how I should go about doing this now. Because, I mean, I get mildly frustrated if people, like, you know, don't do that well of a job, like, the first time round. I don't know. I'll have to try to figure out some way to get the endings that I didn't miss onto YouTube. I don't know how. Don't know when. Don't know why. Well, I know why. Anyway, enough rambling from me. Gonna take a sip of tea. And get on with this. Isn't it kind of dangerous to actively court them for her audience? Oh, sure. They can be unpredictable, and keeping them happy requires some schmoozing. Occasionally, I have to pretend like I've drunk the Faygo and pull some religious references out my butt. But it's nothing I can't handle. You can make a lot more money as an artist if you're not choosy about what you draw. Ooh, I sense, like, some sort of real-world parallels here. Anyway. One of my customers is a blue blood moron who only ever commissions me to draw low bloods in quadrants with other low bloods. I've got him convinced I'm giving him a deal on his rate when he's actually paying 5 times what I charge anyone else. My point is, artistic integrity is for chumps. If you want to get ahead in this world, give the people what they want first. That strikes you as a depressing outlook on the creative process, but you're aware by now that idealism on Alternia tends to lead to shorter lifespans. Well, that's real world too, friend. That's real world too. Though, when I was in school, I actually was able to draw a lot of cats, and I got away with it! Oh my gosh, that was, like, one of the best classes. Where, like, they hired, quote-unquote, hired me to basically do all the character designs for an animated, like, 2D short. And, like, 2 out of, like, the 4 main characters were cats. And I was like, yes! I'm getting away with drawing cats! Anyway, I want to put art of them, but also I don't think my, like, the partner that I was working with, I don't think he would enjoy me posting anything of that, so I'll just post other cats instead. Anyway, back to the thing. And you have to admit, looking around at the crowd in this gallery, that her cynical approach seems to be working. You tell her that she sounds pretty business savvy in addition to talented, and she winks at you again. Thanks, I know. Because I make bank doing stuff like this, I'm able to fund my passion projects. You should really check out my webcomic. But before you can find out what her webcomic is about, she notices another troll that has been siding up to you. As she approaches, she whips out what looks like a small recording device with a smile. Remele's face goes carefully blank and she crosses her arms over her chest. And how can I help you? Oh wow, Giorno. He's a journalist, so he's Giorno. Let's try to sound kind of newsy. Yes, hello there, Miss Namak. I'm with Alternia Nightly, and I must say, it looks like your first ever gallery exhibit has been a smashing success so far. The journalist's syrupy voice and innocuous words don't seem threatening to you, but you're picking up on some tense vibes from Remele, whose hair ribbon swings forward in front of her face aggressively. Of course it's a success. I never expected otherwise. Maybe not, but some of the art would have been expressed. But some of the art world have expressed surprise at the timing of this. Some have called it bold, considering you're currently in the middle of a plagiarism controversy. Oh, yep, she's a pirate. Okay. Would you care to comment on the case against you by Trident Media? Oh no, are you telling me that the fish princess is out to get you and you're setting up an art show? Oh well. Girl. Instead of being caught off guard by the question sprung on her, Remele relaxes and laughs. Oh, that. As if they have any kind of real evidence that I'm violating their precious intellectual property. All the characters I draw and profit from are entirely original, and Trident Media and the legislator are just mad about it because the whole internet knows that my storylines are better than the source material. Oops, I meant to say that the unrelated creative works that my comics happen to bear a superficial resemblance to. Feel free to quote me on that. The reporter takes the quote and scuttles away. Remele seems unbothered, but you can't help but feel concerned for her. Copyright infringement is serious business. Is your new friend in legal hot water? Nah, Alternia barely has any copyright protections to speak of. It's just that little pest Gorjek trying to stir up stuff as usual. Gorgor, he's one of my favorite boys in all of this. What? I got clean in his bathroom. Anyway. The company behind his lawsuit wouldn't even care if he hadn't gotten involved. It's no big deal. Nothing I can't handle. You go back to following her around the gallery, keeping your distance whenever a purple blood comes up to compliment her on her work. You can tell that despite her confident attitude, Remele is still thinking about that journalist. She taps her foot and frowns at the paintings whenever there's a lull in conversation, throwing glances at the door that the journalist just left through. You know, it's not like Alternia has a free press or credible newspapers. That reporter was probably hired by someone with a grudge to dig up dirt on me. I don't think it was Gorjek, actually. Too obvious. Amateurish. No, this stinks of my competition. The artistic establishment that thinks all I do is fan art and shouldn't be taken seriously as an artist. All of their paintings are in the museum across the street, and they hate that I've managed to put up my own exhibit. Those stuck-up, pretentious, bulge scrubs have been trying to sabotage me for so long. She turns to you, her hands ball up into fists, and the X in her eye flashing with passion. I've been waiting for the opportunity to strike back at them. If anyone is going to accuse me of being a thief and a hack anyway, I might as well steal from them for real. But their security is tight, and I haven't had an accomplice. Until now. Hey, I've been an accomplice before. You should check my resume. What do you say? Want to help me pull off a risky art heist? Yes. F yes. Hell effing yes. That is great. Closing. Okay. I don't know if any of these would be different, but I'll just go with a medium yes. Okay. Remele does one last round in her exhibit, saying goodbye to her patrons and grabbing her bag, which seems to be mostly art supplies as you head out the door onto the street. The museum that she wants to rob is on the end of the block, in a much bigger, fancier building than the one you just walked out of. All the lights are off inside, and it doesn't have any signs advertising current exhibits. We can do this one of two ways. Follow that journalist and steal the keys if she has them, or break in without them. Oh, this is the real choice, I guess. Steal the keys, bust down the door. Well, I have no I'm pretty sure that our little buddy here does not have any strength whatsoever, so busting down the door sounds stupid. I'm gonna go for steal the keys. You would much rather walk through an unlocked door than try to bust it down, and the reporter is still in sight, turning a corner down the street. You try to imitate Remele's casual yet confident way of walking, like she would blend in anywhere and pull off anything. But despite your efforts to not attract suspicion, you keep getting looks. Not being the same species as everyone around you tends to make you stand out. This could be a problem. I can put together a disguise for you. Hang on. Aw, I like that picture. It looks cute. As you watch as she starts pulling things from her bag, she seems to have all sorts of things in there, from paintbrushes to blobs of clay to paint, and you think she might be putting together some fake horns for you from scratch real quick. But before she can finish, you realize that one of the Purple Bloods is about to walk into Remele's gallery is staring at you. He looks vaguely familiar, and you realize a little too late where you've met before when he starts walking towards you. Uh-oh. You. I remember you. You broke into my apartment. Oh, was this back, one of the bad endings with, Polypa? I told you there was someone else there. It's the same troll, that you and Polypa escaped from. You walk away as he advances, a lazy grin on his face. Remele glances from him to you and back to him again. Well, looks like I'm not going to have an accomplice after all. Sorry, pal. Uh-oh. She hoists her bag over her shoulders and shrugs her hands in a what you gonna do gesture. Then she's gone, the big Purple Blood paying her no mind as she absconds. You want to feel betrayed, but it's hard to blame her considering how scary this guy is. But in your heart, you know that you're dead already, but you're gonna accept your fate without attempting to... But you're not gonna accept your fate without attempting to prevent it. You make a mad dash to escape, sprinting towards a skinny alleyway and thinking that maybe you can scamper up a fire escape or something. Unfortunately, your attacker's size doesn't seem to slow him down, and you can hear his heavy footfalls right behind you. He laughs, and it somehow sounds dopey and dumb and completely terrifying at the same time. You make it into the alley, but you screwed up because it's a dead end, and you don't see anything that you could use to clamber to the high enough ground. You turn to face him, hopelessness sinking down into your toes. Your scrappy alien tenure on this hazardous new planet is about to come to a messy end. The Purple Blood swings his massive club lazily in one hand as he approaches you, not bothering to run anymore. You drop into a fighting crouch, trying to think back to your third-grade karate lessons for any moves that might be useful. But before he can crush your skull, you see a flash of movement behind him. He staggers, dropping the club as something hits him from behind. Oh. As much as I appreciate inspiring my fans, I'm going to have to ask you not to interpret my art so literally, as in, no murdering. Who wants to talk about murders? Sorry. Remele springs off the troll's back after clawing him and rolls to the side, avoiding his swinging fist. She grabs for his club, which is almost as long as she is tall, but before she can use it, his next blow catches her below the ribcage, sending her flying across the alley and into a brick wall. She's on her feet again, but you can tell that she's injured, and now she doesn't have the element of surprise on her side. The Purple Blood turns his back to you as he closes in on Remele, laughing again. You can't let him kill her, not when she came back for you, but you have no idea how you can help here. Your eyes land on Remele's bag, tossed to the side in the melee. In desperation, you grab a loose paintbrush that rolled out of it. You dive forward into the battle with a battle cry and stab the end of the paintbrush deep into the High Blood's calf. We get purple blood on our face. Oh gosh. Violet blood squirts you in the face. He yells, and you manage to roll away just in time to avoid getting smacked. The slight stab wound hasn't slowed him down much, but it's given Remele a chance to dive out of his range, and while he's still trying to grab you, she gets a hold of his club again. Oh, that looks so cool! She's stronger than she looks. Strong enough to get a good wind-up of the thing, and then when he turns towards her, she brings it down hard onto his skull. Whoa, she is bloodthirsty. It takes a few more good smashes before the troll finally stops groaning and twitching. Remele breathes heavily, wiping blood splatter from her forehead. She looks up, meeting your eyes. You are absolutely positive that this is the most dramatic way you could have ever been rescued. You can't believe she came back and risked her life for you. I'm waiting for the other, like, shoe to drop. Don't mention it. I needed an accomplice, right? She drops the club and staggers towards you, pausing to spit out cerulean blood. You remember that she took some damage and hurry to support her, offering your weak human arm to lean on. Is she gonna be okay? I'll be fine. Ceruleans are tough to cull, even for a wannabe subjugulator. She tilts her head, looking down at the way her blood swirls with the large quantities of purple blood pooling on the asphalt. Huh. That's actually not bad as an artistic medium. The colors and textures work well together. Maybe that blue blood kid from Chitter is onto something. Oh! I know who you're talking about. Sweet. Anyway, thanks for having my back with that paintbrush. That took some quick thinking. We make an okay team. I've never killed anyone before, but that kind of ruled, didn't it? You're not sure that you would choose those exact words, but you're pretty relieved right now. You might not have the bloodthirsty glint in your eyes that Remele does, but maybe you can interpret your adrenaline shakes as euphoric overload, not overlord, or something. Hell yeah, me too. I can see why people get into this killing business. If I wasn't such a great artist, I'd consider switching careers. That sometimes when you're good at too many things, you have to pick one and stick to it. So no professional assassinations for me. I'm still determined to rob the heck out of my competitors, though. And you? Now that we've killed someone together, it makes sense for us to stay partners in crime, right? Your heart leaps at the implication that she wants to stick together. You truly do not mind breaking every law in the books if it means she'll be your friend. Nice. We probably don't need to go around breaking every law. I just want to steal some art. But maybe we can reschedule this heist for another day. This neighborhood will be crawling with some drones as soon as they realize a Highblood was killed. You feel bad that this troll attempting to slaughter you ruined Remele's art gallery opening. Oh, are you kidding? My customer base loves this kind of stuff. My art will get even more of a violent reputation when word gets out that someone died at my first gallery show. That's metal as far. You limp out of the alley, supporting Remele with your arm around her waist, and she directs you to the back entrance of her gallery where two of you can clean off the blood and hide until the drones and crowds are gone. If you don't mind, can you lay low at... No, if you don't mind, you can lie low at my place for a few days while we plan this heist. And I might as well get some work done while we wait and scheme. That fight was pretty inspiring. You're already my accomplice, so how would you feel about also being your muse? My muse? Oh, more blood! Victory! Hell yeah! Was that actually... I actually went through all of that without failing, didn't I? Whew! Does this mean I can bring back the counter? Can we do that? Let's do that. Uh-huh. Friendship streak 1. Okay, and show. Yee. We did it. Okay. Let's check out the friends list again. Uh-huh. Silence of the clowns. You've handled your foe like a true artist. With the brush. Anyway, let's continue. We're going on to the next one. I'm so excited. So excited. I'm so excited. I'm so scared. Anyway. Okay, traveling the world. Maybe that'd be cool. Well, turns out we're on a different planet, so that kind of rocks. Okay, so this Olive Blood, who looks like she could break every single bone in my body. Why do all the Olive Bloods look like they could break every bone in my body? Conil? Okama. I can see the maw. So Conil Okama. Okay. Right now, your travels have brought you to what appears to be a normal road in an innocuous part of town. Not particularly upscale, but not exactly a rat trap either. Just pretty average. I can't believe they're using this theme. Oh my gosh, I'm not gonna cry. You can't make me. They're using Olive Scribe. I'm gonna scream. Okay, I'm sure this is Olive Scribe. Okay. Okay, I'm calming down. Look at me, look how calm I am. It looks like they had an issue or something with, like, clipping or something like that on the thing, because you see that the horns, whenever they're on, like, the tilted side, they got, like, a little straight edge cut. Anyway, I'm being nitpicky. Let's continue on and try not to geek out over this music. Oh my gosh. Okay. A row of those spiky purple bushes line the side of the road, and behind one of them stands a large, fierce troll who's glancing furtively up and down the street. Okay, that's less average. Hey, are you her? Huh? I mean, are you her? Are you who I'm waiting for? Well, your first instinct is definitely to tell her that yes, of course you are who she's waiting for, provided she's been waiting for a new friend. But honestly, you aren't sure if your shtick is going to work on this girl. Of course not. What was I thinking? Ugh. This is so infuriating. She's so late. I'm so bored. Do you think she's coming soon? You don't know who she means, but you suggest that she might be more comfortable waiting somewhere that isn't a spiky purple shrub. Don't be stupid. My clients value discretion. I have to lay low. The shrub hardly manages to cover her, and standing behind it and shouting is definitely not making her less conspicuous. Neither is asking random passerby whether they are her client. Not that you can talk. Accosting people left and right and asking them to be your friend is kind of your whole deal. Ugh. If you aren't country lady 453. Oh, you're looking for Skyla. Nice. Okay. Then who is? Country lady 453? That almost sounds like... It is! It's Skyla! Hi! My friend! Hi! Former best girl! Hi! Sorry I'm late. I couldn't... What in tarnation? You'd know that genteel charm anywhere. Well, my stars. I definitely wasn't expecting to see you around here. What a masterful coincidence. You are incredibly glad to see Skyla, and Lady too, all unkidnapped and everything. You give Skyla a hug, which she enthusiastically returns. She nearly picks you up off your feet. Lady shoves her nose against your neck and gives you a few sloppy licks. Who the heck are you? I have business in this bush. Maybe find your own. Sorry, but I'm the business that your bush has been looking for. Wait. What? She's not the brightest person in a pumpkin in the patch, is she? Okay. What pumpkin? Anyway. Your country lady. The very same. Name's Skyla Corgia. Pleasure to meet you. Ugh. I didn't think you'd be a bronze. I've gotten that before, honestly. Also, by the by, this concerns them, too. What? Oh, we talking about the thieves, the loosest thieves from last time we talked? Sweet, I'm all up in this. She puts her hand on your shoulder. It does? It does? Sure enough. They were there when it happened. They even helped me fight off the varmints who tried to take my Lucis. Yeah, right. Yeah, you said something about that in your message. But I don't get it. What do you want me to do? Right, well, the bandits didn't get Lady. But other kids haven't been so lucky. Lowbloods have been hit especially hard. I want you to find the bandits' base of operations, and I want you to take them out. Permanently and painfully. Okay, Connell's mouth moves slightly, like she's trying to reason through the steps of Skyla's conversation. Then she catches up and a slow grin spreads over her face. Man, she really is pretty dumb, but she's perfect. I love her. Anyway. Yeah, I like painful and permanent. But wait, you want me to get revenge on someone else's Lucis? Why?
Well, a few of us got together and decided to do something about it ourselves. Since there's no hope of the heiress or the drones doing anything to stop the bandits. And they all elected me as spokestroll, seeing as how I'm the oldest and least easily shook.
So shook. I hope you guys don't hear the stuff going on in the background. Neighbors are doing stuff. Okay, sure. I guess that the why isn't important. How much you got? How much you willing to throw down? I doubt any lowbloods could afford my fees, let alone a bunch of country rusties. Lady starts to growl and Skyla puts a pacifying hand on her head.
Everything's fine, lady. We expected this, didn't we? We were hoping that you'd be willing to do it out of the goodness of your blood pusher.
Oh, that looks kind of gross. Connell starts laughing so hard that she spits. Skyla winces. Ha! You got a pan disorder. If you think I take any charity cases, I don't walk for pretty smiles.
You think I'm pretty? No, keep your compliments to yourself, missy.
That wasn't... I didn't mean to say that out loud. Why don't you just go find the bandits yourself?
You know full well I don't have the means, but you do. It'd be walking in a recreation field for you. If you weren't so nasty and selfish. Or maybe you're scared.
Ugh. You. I'll show you who's scared. Oh hell, they look like they're about to throw down. You gotta do something to defuse the situation. Tell them you know people. Ask Connell if she works on spec. Okay. Well, I do know people. And I want to see my girl again. So I know people. You mentioned that you are important. A real mover and shaker in Alternian economy. You have a bunch of amazing local friends. Some of them are rich, or have giant internet followings, or are just very, very enthusiastic about meat. The point is, you know people.
Wow, that's really generous of you. Offering to leverage your relationships for my sake. I knew I didn't make a mistake trusting you.
Well, that's a different story, I guess. Why don't you call up your fancy friends? Oh, crap. You don't have a phone? No! We have no way to contact people. Ah, bad end. Okay. Loading again. Okay, do you work on spec? What? I don't work on spec. I am only licensed on Alternia. Just kidding, I don't have a license. You explained to Connell that working on spec means doing some work for free in hopes that you're going to be paid later. You say it's unlikely that the bandits only go after Luci. That would be totally ridiculous when there's so many other things in the world to steal. Like money. They probably have heaps of money in their hideout, and if she breaks in, she can have it all. Skyla doesn't want it. She just wants to save the Luci. You are so dang convincing, you almost convince yourself. I'm not so sure. Oh, hold on. I just remembered. I love this song, it's so cute. Oops. What was that? I'm not sure. Sounds like you were trying to screw me over. You try to let out a scandalized gasp to convey just what an untoward accusation that is. You are shocked. Shocked? Ugh. Fine. Anything to get away from this stupid bush. She kicks the prickly purple shrub so hard it uproots and sails across the street to land on the hood of someone's car. But you're coming with me. I'm gonna hold you to that. And if there's no money, then I'll hold you tighter and squeeze until your weirdly colored eyes pop out. Yikes. You believe it too. She could definitely do that. But here's your chance. You've got tons of success stories proving that forced exposure is really the best way to get people to like you.
Sounds just peachy. When do we leave?
Whoop, she just kicked that bush again. She kicks another bush. She seems to have an anger management problem. Well, you guess she's managing it. She's taking it out on the shrubbery instead of you or Skyla. We aren't doing anything. You aren't coming. Lady starts growling again, and Skyla looks like she wants to join in.
Excuse me?
Connell gets up in her face, moving way faster than someone her size seems like she'd be able to. You aren't coming. You'll just get in my way. And I won't. You're distracting. Skyla's mouth twinges, just the tiniest bit. That is not what I meant. Ugh. You keep tricking me. I just meant that you'll probably stop to save some bark beast wigglers. And get us all called. Skyla crosses her arms and tosses her hair. Fine. I'm counting on you too. You figure that the information gathering stage of the operation is next. You've seen heist movies, you know how this works. But Connell just shouts at someone on her palm husk for a while, then punches some coordinates into a car that you're pretty sure isn't hers. It takes you to the outskirts of the city, past long stretches of cracked concrete and urban sprawl. Not exactly the place you expect to find bandits who steal farm animals. You point this out to Connell. She tells you to shut it. So you do. Okay then. You leave the car and walk the last few blocks. The bandits' operation is honestly not super impressive. It's a long industrial structure that looks more like a manufacturing plant than a den of thieves. Beside it is something much more impressive. A sleek black spacecraft, not like yours. This is the Mercedes-Benz to your banged-up Chevy Malibu. Please. Try Pinto. Anyway. Even before you crash-landed it, that thing was a hunk of junk. Oh, holy crap. Is that what an adult? What, the ship? No, dingus. You follow her frenzied gaze and, oh, right, the troll beside the ship is taller than anyone else you've ever seen here. Her skin is a darker gray, her claws incredibly long. If everyone you've met so far has been a kid, wow. They all deal with stuff that even adults on your planet don't. Routine death, dismemberment, and like 4 different relationship dynamics. If there really are no mature trolls here, then where are they? Wait, hold up. You're saying that you live with adults? Yeah, I personally do. Yeah? You live on you all live on the same planet? Sure do. Huh. Well, maybe you're tougher than you look. Adults are terrifying. Come on, let's get closer. You and Connell side up close enough to the trolls to overhear them haggling over stolen goods. So far, the conversation is too general to tell if they mean the Luci. Dang. They must have globes of steel. Talking back to an adult? I mean, I'm great at rushing in without giving any thought. But I'm not a total moron. The 2 trolls appear to have come to an agreement. They shake hands and heading back into the warehouse together. So what do you think? What should we do? Huh? You? Connell's the expert here. Yeah, no crap. For punching. I'm also good at slashing. But... has Daja... Okay, As Asda yeah. No, Asdaja. Asdaja always does the thinking and the planning. He's the one with the I-beams and the big think pan. Don't tell him I said that. Please. You assure her you couldn't tell Asdaja anything at all because you don't know who he is. Oh, right. Asdaja is a frustrating bulge lord loser who sucks so bad. Also, he's my mate Sprit and we've been together for sweeps. Yeah! Cute. Okay. He's supposed to be here, but he's busy doing some dumb bull. So I need you to be the pants of the operation, okay? Please, do this for me. Oh dear. Search the spaceship, follow the pirate into the warehouse. Okay. I vote... Well, if we search the spaceship, there's a high possibility we'll get stuck on said spaceship. So let's follow the pirate into the warehouse. You decide to follow them into the warehouse. That way, at least, you won't be trapped in a confined space if anyone comes back to check on the ship. You get ready to do some James Bond stuff, ducking under corners saying, "Cover me," maybe executing some slick rolls down the hallway. Youth rolls. You can't really do any gymnastics even when you aren't healing your broken ribs, but fantasy James Bond, you sure can. Connell doesn't bother with any of that. She just stomps down the hallway towards the first door. Dang, she really hadn't been joking when she said she was more into a straightforward approach. You pick up speed and try to get to the door before she does, just to prevent her from charging in there and getting you both caught immediately. Good thing, too. Through the window at the door, you can see what looks like some sort of break room. A couple of trolls are messing around on their palm husks, and a few are sitting at a table and playing some kind of game that involves cards, dice, and colorful shells. Ooh, can we get that? Can we get, Hearthstone, but trolls? Anyway. Oh, come on. There's not even that many. We could take them. Ugh. I forgot you aren't my partner. You're just dead weight. No real argument there. Polypa told you that most pros work together for a reason. It's much harder on your own. You wonder if Connell would have been so hot to take the job if it hadn't been for skill as a... Vibes. Yeah, that's the word, vibes. They were vibing. You have to do this. You have to rally. Connell is ready to lose faith in you. Or maybe she had no faith in you in the first place. Whatever. You choose a different door at random and go down it, assuring Connell that you definitely know what the heck you're doing. What? Ugh, where are you going? You've been down this road before, with Diamond, and your meat quest through the sewers. This is possibly slightly higher stakes, but the same principle applies. Fake it till you make it. Connell gets annoyed much faster than your other friend, if her sub-vocalizations are anything up to go by. Dang, you really need to step up your game. You think back on all the heist and infiltration movies you've seen. Maybe you can find a locker room or a troll laundry room and find one of those SWAT hazmat suits. Oh, we suddenly in the break room again. Yeah, that would be the best plan. Just put on a disguise and wander around like a sneaky Oh, dang it. You're so busy focusing on your brilliant plan that you open a door without thinking and find yourself looking at the trolls playing the card game. What's with the weird llama thing on the table over there? What is that? What's this thing? Anyway. Somehow your random quest, has brought you through the warehouse. You managed to double back on yourself and come on the other side of the break room. Classic. This is a classic you. You're almost charmed by yourself. Almost. There's a frozen moment where all the bandits just stare at you and Connell, perhaps taking in the truly staggering idiot level you have achieved. Thank crap. We should have done this from the beginning. Whoop. That's green blood. You've gotten into quite a few fights since arriving on this planet. Well, mostly you've stood around while other people fought. Oop, there's yellow. But at this point, Connell, she's brutal. She takes out almost the same number of bandits that you, Skyla, and Lady did in a quarter of the time. Oh, we got red. Multicolored blood flies. Orange. And oh my gosh, you know that these are bad guys? They've been stealing Lucite and selling them, which sucks. More green. But right now they're just kind of a bunch of kids getting massacred. More green. You don't feel great about it? Red. In fact, you think you need to sit down for a little bit. Teal. Your back hits the wall and you slide down to the dirty floor. You're clammy all over. Pathetic. Yellow. She pulls her gauntlet out of the final troll's neck with a spray of yellow blood and a squelch that makes your stomach roll. She notices you on the ground. What are you? Ugh. Are you serious? Come on. You're trying to tell her that she volunteered you for this mission herself, but you can't slow your breathing enough to get the words out. You aren't sure why now is the time you finally freak out. Maybe it's the close quarters, or maybe that you've been on Alternia long enough for this multicolored mess to finally start registering as blood. Maybe you've reached your horror saturation point. Whatever. If you've learned anything from this experience, it's that the why of things doesn't actually matter. Kana looms over you. Raising a gauntlet, she's gonna kill you. At least, if you're dead, you can't puke on yourself. Instead of brutal stabbing, you feel a steady pressure on the back of your neck. Connell pushes your head down until it's between your knees. Take slower breaths, idiot. You follow her instructions, too lightheaded to dwell on the absurdity of being coached through a panic attack by a girl who just murdered like 10 dudes. She's surprisingly good at this. Heh. Dodger freaked out on his first fight, too. Wasn't even bloody. And the little wriggler passed out. I guess some bloodcasts really are better built for violence. She sits down beside you and pats you on the back. You kind of wish you'd taken the bloody gauntlet off first, but you appreciate the gesture. You're having a hard time reconciling this Connell with the one who just snarled at Skyla for being too nice. I'm multifaceted. I love this. She's great. Also, screw her! Which reminds me... She pulls her phone out of her pocket, smearing a little olive blood across the screen. Kariga got your bandits. She talks a lot louder on the phone than she does in real life. Yeah, no crap. Of course I worked fast. Especially when I don't have anyone to slow me down with a bunch of tactics and plans. Ugh. Save it for your Kismesis. She hangs up and glares at the phone. You tell her that she really seems to hate Skyla. Connell's face goes a fierce shade of green. Oh, don't be stupid. I barely know her. Baka. You don't press the issue. You also don't point out the kind of obvious point that these probably aren't the only trolls in the facility. The one who's been haggling with the adult isn't here, for instance. But if Connell forgetting about them means less murder, you're all about it. There's no way the bandits are continuing their work after this. Connell also seems to have forgotten about the fact that she came in here looking to be paid and nope, she's looting the bodies. Great. It's a lot messier and takes way longer in real life than it does in the video games. In the end, she ends up with 5 palm husks, a laptop, some jewelry, and a little squares of plastic you think might be sci-fi credit cards. Whatever. There's barely anything here. But that fight made it pretty worth it. Well, you're glad it was good for somebody, at least. You're just trying not to think about it and maybe get outside as fast as possible. Whenever Connell wants to do with your outstanding debt at that point, well, you can square up out of there. Yeah, don't worry about that. I'm not actually gonna squeeze you. It would be too easy. Like squishing a march bug. Yes, saved by being pitiful. I doubt you have any money anyway. I mean, you were wearing an evolution robe. I'm still wearing the bathrobe. Awesome. True. Connell helps you to your feet. You kind of want to ask if you're friends now, even though the only bonding activity you've done together is combined murdering and comforting, with her doing both of those things and you just standing there like an idiot. But really, you've made friends with worse people for worse reasons. Oh. Here. Why don't you take one of these? She hands you one of the palm husks. Thankfully, it only has a little bit of blood on it. Actually, it might be mustard, like the actual condiment. Grub sauce. But she's giving you a phone? Why? Because we don't have one. You don't have one, right? I mean, you don't have any pants. This way we can keep in touch. And you can tell me if you have any more jobs with an excellent violence level. Ah, sweet. We got a number. Swish. Like this one. Here, let's exchange info. Palm husks are really useful. You can use them to call people and everything. You aren't sure if she's making a joke. Possibly she just thinks you're an idiot. That's okay, you can deal with that. Because not only did you make a friend today, you got a gift today. Holy crap, you killed it. Victory number. Yeah. Yay. That was fun. Oh wow, so we just finished all of volume, was it 7? 2, 4, 6, 8. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yep, just finished all of volume 7. Nice, nice, nice. I'm gonna rest my voice because that olive blood hurt so much to talk. Ow. Oh, my throat. Okay, I'll see you guys all in the next one with more Hive Swaps Friendsim. Text Wiggle. Bye!
Hey there. Consider becoming a patron, just like the phenomenal Gerald Thomas, Bleed Red, and Alexander Madeline.